All right, so in this video, I'm going to continue on with the Zero to Go High Level Mastery series, where I basically take you from a complete beginner with no skills to learning practical skills that you can actually go out into the marketplace and sell and offer, and use GoHighLevel as the centerpiece of that offering. So when I started with GoHighLevel, and every year since, I've been able to make six figures using it. I now use it fully for my business. There's still a few little things I use like Calendly and stuff like that. But in general, my entire business is on GoHighLevel. And every client that I manage is on GoHighLevel. And basically, it's the centerpiece of my entire business. So what I want to do in this series is basically show you, how GoHighLevel works, how to think about using it, and then getting into the nitty-gritty of like, how do you develop real skills that you can go out into the marketplace and offer people. Because, I know some people recommend to outsource your fulfillment or outsource your service delivery, but that was never really the reality for me, and I want to share why before I get into this video. So, when I started as basically my own business owner or entrepreneur, the first client that I was able to actually get was somebody that I met on a previous sales position that I had. So basically, I dropped out of school in 2017. And in 2016, I basically, when I went home for the summer in between that freshman year and sophomore year of college, I basically got a letter in the mail, got a job for a place called Cutco, which was later I found was just a commission-based sales company. And long story short, I did really well. I sold a bunch of knives over the summer. I went back to school, which was away from my hometown. And basically, I tried to sell those knives on the internet. So I was already thinking like this, right? I actually made sales on the internet. And I had a company that I started with the Shopify store called Cutco Q, where I was running paid ads to basically sell these knives to my store. And I was DMing people on the Cutco page to basically sell them these knives. And long story short, they shut down my page and basically told me, hey, you can't do this. I saw a Ty Lopez ad. I decided I was going to start a social media marketing agency. And when I bring that entire kind of circle around, basically somebody that I had met on that appointment while I was offering Cutco later became my first client. And so the reason that I never outsourced any of my fulfillment or service delivery was because I had built a direct relationship with this business owner, and I wanted to learn from him, and I wanted to literally learn as much as I possibly could. And so for me to just like, when I was starting out, right, to get that first, I think it was like $1,800 a month or something like that. To get that first $1,800 a month, be able to like work on my own schedule, do kind of whatever I want. And then just to think of like, well, let me go pay and find someone that I don't even know $900 of that or $1,000 of that. It made no sense to me. So basically, I say all that because this is my truth. I can only share what's true for me on this channel. I can't talk about what other people have done. So I've managed over $1 million of Facebook ads. I've built, hundreds of funnels by hand. I've built hundreds and probably thousands of different automations and systems. So I'm sharing with you in this kind of series is showing you from real experience and actually day-to-day stuff. So in this video, I am going to go a little bit more over like the general high-level view of Facebook ads. And this is from my program that I used to sell to real estate agents. And basically, I'm going to do that because I'm assuming you have zero experience, but there will be videos where I actually show you how to create the campaigns and how to actually run specific ads for specific niches and specific types of leads, etc. So don't think that, you're just seeing another Facebook ad tutorial where you're just being explained the concept and the theory. But I truly believe that once you learn how to actually look at Facebook ads and you understand it the right way, you can literally understand how to run any platform. So that's my goal, is to not only show you, the raw materials that make up Facebook ads and ads in general. That way you can go to really any platform, and the only main variable you're probably changing is like the actual creative and like the strategy, and maybe there's some nuances of different things. But like I said, from me learning, over $1 million of Facebook ads with actual spend, actual data, I pretty much understand how to do TikTok conversion ads. I understand how to do Google ads. I understand how to do Bing ads if I wanted to, right? So I haven't done those things. I've done a few YouTube ads and stuff like that, but I just say that because if you learn how to actually look at each of the platforms, you'll be able to learn other platforms. So yeah, I'm going to get into this. This is, like I said, from my program, but I'm basically going to kind of refresh it and redo it here just so you get something new. So here's what we're going to cover. Basically, breaking advertising down to its constituent parts, the makeup of a successful ad campaign and its variables, and then how we can engineer success by mastering each individual component. So there's basically three main components and the environment of like the world that exists when it comes to ads. So you have Facebook, which consists of like the platform, its users, the algorithm, the placements, and all of its limitations and rules, right? And then you have the content. So the content is what we use to advertise the images, the videos, and the text, right? And so if we put something on Facebook that Facebook doesn't like, right, those two variables are interacting and you may not get good results with the ads, right? Then you also have our system, okay? So you could be really good at understanding all the technicalities of Facebook. You know exactly what to click. You know exactly every little technical detail, right? And maybe your content is like, you know exactly how to make really good content, but then you don't have a system, right? And this is where GoHighLevel comes into play, because you can build your funnel there, your automations, your follow-ups, your phone calls, everything that, goes into a successful marketing and conversion system, right? So you have Facebook, you have content, and then you have the system, right? So if you do just two of these things right, like maybe you have content and a system, right, but you have no paid ads, now you may not have as much predictability because you can't just turn up the notch on the ads to get more leads, right? And maybe you're really good at Facebook and content, but Facebook gives you no organic reach, so you're not going to get any leads either. So you need a platform, and in terms of what I've done, right, which is I go to a business owner, and now it's real estate investors, but go to a business owner, say, hey, you need more leads, right, and appointments and revenue and money and profit. And so I know how to use a platform to make good content, which are ads, and I have a system that converts that Facebook ad user with content into an actual customer or shown up appointment, whatever, right? So that's really the three components. And then you have the environment. So the overall structure and conditions in which Facebook operates, right? So there's constantly stuff that's changing on Facebook. There's like the political landscape. There's just the stock price. There's things that just go on that obviously you don't want to invest too much time into, because you may do what I've done where I'm like, oh my gosh, like Facebook's gonna go away, and should I even do this anymore? Sometimes our mind can get the best of us. So there is some to understand though with the environment of really any platform. Things with TikTok, for example, there have been things that have been said about TikTok, right? So having a general awareness and understanding of those things is important, especially if you or your client's business relies on it, right? So this is how most people view Facebook ads. So they're just kind of like looking at this like all the content. They're scrolling on their feed or whatever, and they're just kind of looking at it like, man, I have no idea like how people are doing what they're doing, and it's kind of all impossible, right? And I'm going to break this down to make it really, really simple. So basically, we have Facebook's intention. So we have to remember that Facebook is a business just like every other business. So their goal is to make money, make their investors happy, and grow and achieve their mission, right? So what's important to remember is that Facebook makes money from advertising. So in order to do this effectively, they must keep users on their platform so they can continue to advertise to them. So Facebook employs people that engineer and adapt the algorithm in order to achieve Facebook's goals and objectives. And they also add new features that keep their users engaged and keep the app fresh, right? Now you have some biases, right? So while machines and systems do not have the same understanding of good and bad like we do as humans, they do have biases which influence the decisions that the algorithm makes. So examples of biases are financial biases, right? So if you have two ad campaigns that are running and, one is spending $150 a day and one is spending $50 a day, there could be a bias, right? That ad account that's spending more is going to get, better placements at better times, to better potential leads, and there's on and on, right? Then you have engagement biases. So if somebody's getting a lot of like organic reach and they're getting a lot of, a lot of their content is spreading on Facebook, right? Then Facebook may have a bias towards that page because, hey, they're already posting stuff that keeps people on our platform and they're getting a lot of engagement. Now they want to run ads. Let's really help these people out, right? Versus somebody that, maybe is just going super salesy, putting stuff that Facebook or the users don't want to see. They're not going to, show those ads because that's not what keep people on the platform, right? And then you also have previous advertising history. So we have accounts that, have spent 50, 80, 100 grand on ads, and they always have the Meta like marketing pro reach out to me and try to connect with me. So, I've already seen the biases when I've managed a ton of accounts, but people that are brand new versus accounts that already have a bunch of spend definitely get reached out to way more since I'm on those accounts and they reach out to me. So the algorithm makes decisions that are near perfect decisions quickly and billions of times per second, okay? So our intention, right, is basically to get clients and customers for either ourselves or for our clients, right? So we're coming into Facebook's world and saying, hey, we want to connect with people that are on your platform and basically turn these people into paying customers of what we do. So you could almost view like Facebook as like a JV partner or a partner like an affiliate, right? Because Facebook has all these people. Facebook doesn't these people know what Facebook is, but they're not like, oh, I'm best friends with Facebook, right? So it's kind of the same thing where you're just tapping into a platform where there's already billions of people, and then we're going into their world and saying, hey, we've got this business and we basically want to show ads on your platform to hopefully find people that are in alignment with what our business is so that they can, pay us and we can pay you and we make profit, right? So we basically see Facebook as a vehicle that we can use to grow our businesses and leverage their audience to scale our business, right? So we also have biases too, right? I have a bias, you have a bias. As much as we say that we don't, we do, right? Like with me on YouTube, YouTube prioritizes different content that I make. There's different content that you guys want to see. There's different audiences for what I'm posting. So, if I want to play to YouTube's biases, I got to basically give the people what they want. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent, but basically, the biases that these social platforms have can also affect decisions that we make that don't necessarily create the best result. So, for example, short form content, right, where you're making short form TikToks may be what a platform prioritizes, right? And this is just an example. So, for example, like if I go on TikTok and I post short form content, or I go on Instagram or YouTube Shorts and I post short form content, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook may tell me, hey, I like this by showing me a bunch of people viewing it that I may not get if I posted like a 50-minute video on Instagram. Like no one's going to watch that. I don't even know if, not that no one's going to watch it, but I think we all, you know what I'm saying, where like different videos and formats don't work as well on other platforms, right? And so where this can get interesting, and this is more separate from like what I'm going through in this specific module, which is like giving you an overview of Facebook. It's more like guidance around just how these platforms can affect you, is like, even though these platforms have biases, you do have to remember that when you're trying to get results for a business or your own business, that you have to be able to discern like the true result and the bias from the platform. So let me give you an example. So Facebook, right, has an inherent bias towards lead forms, right? So this is a mechanism that you can use to capture leads using Facebook, right? So if you're brand new, you can look up my other videos and you'll see, you know, lead forms and stuff like that, or surveys, right? And so Facebook has a total inherent bias towards lead forms, right? Why? Because when people fill out their information on Facebook, right, and they use a lead form, they stay on the platform, right? So when I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see an ad, and if I click on it and it's a lead form, I can fill that form out, you know, click submit and just back out and just keep scrolling, right? In a much different way than if I was taken off Facebook in the first place, right? So the reason I say this is because Facebook totally has a bias towards Facebook lead forms, right? And you, as the like brain of the strategy for your business or someone else, needs to understand that although their bias is towards lead forms, if your goal is to get purchases on an e-commerce store, or, you know, get the highest quality leads, you have to discern that that may not be the most effective strategy, because their bias is affecting what the actual truth is of the scenario, which is, hey, the best leads we get are from long form surveys, and you're trying to influence me to do this type of strategy because you keep people on your platform, you make more money from it, but those people aren't as serious, right? So that's what, you know, a practical example of how to really be aware of the biases, because, you know, they affect me. They're like, oh, like, you should use Facebook lead forms. You should use Facebook lead forms. Like, all the data gets tracked perfectly. There's a lot of like incentives in that, right? And talking about which strategy is better is a whole other video, and I think I do have videos on it. But basically, that's one thing to be aware of, right? And same thing with like other ad objectives like engagement and shares or whatever it is, right? So you can run different types of campaigns on Facebook. Like you can run engagement ads, you can do video view ads, you can do lead form ads or conversion ads, right? And so, like I said, if Facebook is telling you to boost a post and you're trying to go to your client, or it's for your business and you're trying to basically like grow your business and get practical like leads, tangible people that want to talk to you, just because Facebook wants you to boost their post because it's like 2 clicks and it's super easy, doesn't mean that that's going to get you the best result. So this is something just to be aware of. Okay. So now we have our systems intention, right? And keep in mind, like I said, this course was from, you can see 2 years ago. All these things still remain true. But if there's anything that kind of says real estate agent or whatever, that's just because that's what I was doing at the time. But the core principles are the same. So our system has an intention, okay? So what we build off the platform, right, has an intention too, right? And the system's intention is more in line with our bias because it's what we have control over and it's what directly affects us. As much as we say like, oh, I care about Facebook and all this, if a better platform came along and made it easier to run ads and you made more money with it, you're going to ditch Facebook just like that, right? In most cases. So the system and your intention is really the stuff that kind of matters, because as much as, like I said, we could say we care about all these other platforms, people just do things because they are better for them. I mean, that's how we work as humans, right? In general. So like with me, I'd rather post this video on YouTube because I know I get way more organic reach on YouTube than I do on Facebook, right? Like that's for sure. If I posted this on my Facebook page, which has even more page likes than I have subscribers, and they're actual real page likes, they're not like paid from people in other countries, like I'd probably get like 100 views, if even that. And it's not so much that Facebook doesn't give organic reach, because there are channels that do have a ton of views on Facebook. It's more that the type of content is suited for a different platform, right? So our system's intention is your intention or your client's intention, right? And so that intention, and what I've done, is to basically book phone calls with prospective clients, right? And so which is where we, the creator, come in, and we've influenced our system's intention by designing it in a way to optimize for the result of getting scheduled appointments with warm leads. So this is where we have full control, because we can add a video, we can add a long form survey, we could add a lot of sales copy, we could do a lot of different things that on Facebook you're not, you don't have as much control as you do on your own like system or funnel, right? So our system's biases, you can see this is actually from 2 years ago, because this would be GHL now. So basically at its core, and you can see, like I said, I literally, got onto GoHighLevel, right after, I don't know the exact time frame, but you could see the truth, because it was not even edited, but basically that I literally had to do all the things that GoHighLevel does in one place. Like I had to do ClickFunnels and Zaps and Active Campaign, and then I had like a software called SalesMate or Close, Calendly, and that's part of my entire program, is how to set all those things up. I'm not even kidding. So anyway, at its core, GoHighLevel and landing pages have no biases other than the templates that may come prepackaged with the software. But in its rawest form, we can influence this bias by starting from scratch and creating our own biases. In its rawest form, it is simply a landing page software that we have used to create our intention with. So this is obviously a little bit different now. This is simply a all-in-one sales and marketing software. My neighbor, I almost knocked my coffee over. My neighbor's playing Diamonds by Rihanna. It's kind of funny. Can you hear it? Anyway, so with the creation of our system, we have created the biases to distill the type of lead that we are getting from the system by creating multiple steps, and each step showing another layer of engagement along the way. So for example, with the systems we use with motivated sellers, right, for our real estate investor clients, is we have an ad, we take those, depending on what package or what service our client's on, we either use a long form Facebook ad to qualify, and then we take them to an off-platform survey or calendar, or clients pay more and we just take those leads directly to a booked call funnel. So, you know, I've created different ways that people can get different types of results based on my intentions and my clients' intentions, right? And those are my biases, where if I do a super long form survey that's like 50 questions, right? I'm now programming like the actual end result that I want, that Facebook has no bias or inherent connection to, right? Facebook isn't a real estate investing platform, right? So there's no like real estate investing stuff that you can do to get the best leads. And honestly, it just has people on it. So that's where you come in, right? You intervene. So the environment. So we don't own Facebook, and you're most likely in the majority of small business advertisers that will be using Facebook ads to get new customers. So we have to remember that the environment always affects systems. So in this specific example, the political landscape may influence Facebook. The type of content and things that are going on in the world will influence the system. So this is why our system has the ability to stand out amongst real estate professionals, because everyone is offering the same thing. So if you try to offer the same thing as someone else without any sense of uniqueness, you will not experience the type of results you're hoping for. So when we stack all these things together, we have Facebook, content, our system, and the environment. So if we take into consideration the environment of Facebook as a whole and stand out within it and successfully combine the understanding of Facebook, its inputs, outputs, algorithm, and what its biases are, with the right content to the right people and a process that guides these people to take the action we want, we have a recipe for success. So it's super simple. Now, I've learned a lot of things from Sam Ovens, so I want to give credit where credit is due. I'm always one to do that. I would say Sam, from a digital, not even from a digital marketing standpoint, because he's done so much more, but I would say he's somebody that I've learned the most from when it comes to just how to think. And yeah, he's awesome. So anyway, I want to say that I learned like these frameworks and things like that from him, and I probably would have had I had run a bunch of ads before that, but I would have had, I would never have understood it the way that I have here. And depending on how I do this, I have some ideas for you that are on here on YouTube that I want to get into a community, because I think there's people that ask questions and stuff. And I just feel like, based on what I see in the comments, there's probably so many people that could connect, and I just think it'd be a super cool community. So either I'll continue this series on YouTube, or just depending on how it goes or what I'm thinking, I may do the other videos just on a different platform, like a community platform, and it'll be free. Don't worry about that. But it's just more of like, yeah. Anyway, so the point is, credit to Sam, and then basically this is from his course that I took back in the day. So basically we have the users, right, which are the inputs. We have the posts and ads, and we have the campaigns and the budgets. These are the inputs, right? And then Facebook has these biases like show what to who, when and how often, accelerate or slow, safe or risky, right? So if it's got a really good ad, you're paying good money behind it, people are loving it, people are commenting, sharing, liking, all that good stuff, it's going to be like, oh, let's get this thing moving, right? Then you have the actual environment. So you have the political, legal, finance, competition, and tech, right? Popularity and demand, that's kind of the environment. I already went over that. And then you basically have the input, right? The feedback, which is basically all the, the results, like the attention, the likes and comments, and the performance. And then you have the outputs come after it's kind of like realistically, it's kind of like one whole big thing that's just meshing together. But yeah, you have these inputs, right? There's these biases in the way that Facebook thinks. Then there's outputs, which is like what you get from your campaigns. And then that provides feedback to, influence your inputs, which would be like, oh, this is a good ad. This is not a good ad. This isn't a good ad based on the numbers of what like a popular ad would be, but we're getting really good leads, right? That's a whole other thing I could get into. But that's basically, you know, like I said, that's from Sam, and Sam's awesome. So, okay, cool. So concluding today's lesson is what I called it. So Facebook, the platform, its users, the algorithm, and its limitations and rules. So that's Facebook. We have our content, which is what we use to advertise the images, videos, and text. We have our system, which is our funnel, our CRM, the email follow-ups, phone call conversions, and the system that we're driving traffic to. And then we have our environment, the overall structure in which Facebook operates, right? So the concluding kind of statement is, if this is for your business or a client's business, if we take into consideration the environment of Facebook as a whole, stand out within it, and successfully combine the understanding of Facebook, its inputs, outputs, algorithm, and what its biases are, with the right content to the right people, and a process that guides these people to take the action we want, we have a recipe for success. So this is built on, you know, proven frameworks and principles. So the harder part, if you're doing this for a client or yourself, is going to be managing yourself and your own emotions of like, does this work? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, if you think about everything that I just said there, if that remains true, there's money to be made, right? There's money to be made. There's people on a platform. You're getting in front of them. You've tailored a process to engineer the type of people you need. You may need to continue to adjust and refine what that system is. But if you're driving traffic, you're getting leads, you're talking to people, I mean, at a certain point, you're going to get a lead or a deal from it, right? And like I said, I'll either show this on YouTube or in a platform separately. I already have a Facebook group, but I'm thinking of maybe going somewhere else. So if you're kind of a GoHighLevel marketer or something and you want to get in the community, you could join free below. But yeah, I have some stuff I'm kind of thinking about for the channel in terms of creating a cool community, because anyway, that's its own video. But I hope you enjoy it. All the links are below for, you know, any resources I end up attaching to this. I can give you guys this for free, and I'll just give you the slide link. And then, yeah, like I said, if you want to join that group, you can just join it. And then we may be going somewhere else though. And then that's pretty much it. So hopefully that helped. You understand kind of an overview if you're brand new. And like I said, when we get into the other modules, you'll see the framework of like the campaigns and all that. And then we'll get into running some ads. So hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next video and talk to you later. Peace.